Hey guys. Okay, so this video is about just my reaction on what's happening with the missile. Hey guys. Okay, so this video is about just my reaction on what's happening with the missile strike that Trump just authorized yesterday or last night. So, I've been listening to a few different videos and some of the news channels and things like that. And I, in my opinion, I don't really give a shit about what any of them say. None of them. I'm upset about him, doing this because we all, those of us who supported him, a lot of us didn't want him to make any of these decisions about Syria or anything that's going to make us look like we're going to be going to war with Russia, or give them a reason to, attack us or any of those kind of things. We didn't want any of that stuff because we knew for sure that Hillary wanted to do that. So I've just been just trying to make sense of this thing today with dealing with the fact that he did this, and just trying to make sense of this, like whose side is who on. It's just it becomes very, very muddied water and not able to figure out who the hell is on what side. And because it doesn't, my thing is, I don't believe for a second that Bashar did any kind of chemical attack on his people. That is just, it's obvious bullshit, and people smelled that as soon as they came out with that bullshit story. And it was right on the heels of them saying that they were going to let the Syrian people decide what they wanted to do with their leader, and then all of a sudden this bullshit happens. My thing is, we know what the deep state is now, okay? I think a lot of people are aware that deep state exists. And it makes sense that the deep state would be the ones to do this act in order to provoke Trump to make a decision or to jump on board, Because before this happened, you guys, look what's happened, how the deep state is treated. The deep state includes the media, okay? Look at how they've treated Trump from before he even got into office, during his transition time. Even look at how they treated him during the campaign. These people are dead set on whatever their agenda is, and their agenda, for those of us who are aware, has to do with natural resources in these places, and then the bigger picture has to do with more globalism and like restructuring things and getting rid of sovereignty of nations, and because they have a bigger agenda that is way above any of these players that we see that come through as our president. We know that. And Trump coming in there, even if his heart was pure about what he wanted to do for the U.S., he's coming up against a huge Goliath, right? Huge. That he, of course, I mean, just look at how they've been treating him since then. They are lambasting him, and they have been. And I know that say he didn't do anything, they would have been on this mission, full force, full throttle, to get him out of office so that they can get back on track with their agenda, which is to take out Bashar, try to go after Iran, all that kind of stuff. Fuck up Russia. Anybody who wants to not deal with the U.S. dollars is already on the hit list. So we know that that's the agenda. So I'm sitting here like, okay, so did he cave? What happened? I knew something was going on when Bannon got placed over, okay, and then just things weren't, and I don't know, things just weren't making sense. And then when this whole thing happened, I'm like, all right, so those of us who are red-pilled, we know that the chemical story is bullshit. Okay. Now, I was watching some people last night, and they were trying to give warnings to Trump, and hey, this is now we all know that if we figured it out, that this is a false flag or whatever you want to call it, that it wasn't real or it wasn't done by Bashar, okay? If we know this, he has to know it. I mean, Trump, before he ran for president, he knew about 9/11 being an inside job. He was on it. The dude is already on it. So, okay, I'm knowing Trump has to know this, okay? So his decision had to be, there's some other reason why he decided to do this. So he's either playing into their hand to get them to back off because they've been so on him so much. And he did say during the campaign that, if he were president at the time when Obama was doing this whole thing in Syria, he would have, if you're going to go in, you're going to go in and then you're going to win. You're going to go in there and get what you want to get. So he might be like, look, I'm going to make this move to shut the Democrats up about me and Russians being in bed with each other. I'm going to let the Koreans know, the North Koreans, I'm going to let the Chinese people know, don't fuck with me, pretty much, because I will act. And I think him calling Russia 30 minutes before, I really do think that Putin knows that I could be wrong about this. This is just my theory. I think Putin knows that Trump is not really, he knows he's not a neocon. And he knows that, look, we got to do something here. Bashar probably won't be able to hold power, okay? So Russia needs Trump to come in and help in a backdoors way. Like, we can't show that we're friends, but, like, I'm your boy. I got your back kind of thing. He might be doing that because, look, whoever did this supposed attack, and I believe that people are saying the rebels did it, but we all know that the rebels are the U.S. The U.S. and maybe Mossad, whoever it is who created ISIS in the first place. We already know that's why Obama didn't want to go in when Russia started saying, hey, we're going to kill ISIS, because Russia and Syria are friends, allies. And as soon as Obama backed off and didn't join with trying to kill ISIS, that's when I knew that ISIS was a formation of Obama and them. And so that means that this rebel action is the U.S. doing chemical strikes on people, if it was really chemical strike. So all of that Aleppo stuff, all of that is the U.S., doing this proxy war with Saudi Arabia and some parts of Israel. I really believe that they're part of it. This is them doing it. So we've already been at war. This whole time that this shit's been going on with Syria, that has been Russia fighting us by proxy. So when Trump goes in and does this missile strike, and if there were some weapon storage happening at that place, he calls Trump and lets him know 30-minute warning. And Bashar already knows what's up. So that is Trump actually launching missile strikes against the rogue part of our nation that is fueling this war. So that was a strike, in my opinion, against Saudi forces and U.S. covert forces. That's what the fuck this was. So in a way, that's like him fighting deep state. So and since he said, when I'm in power, I'm going to run things. So maybe he's like, well, I'm in power, I'm going to go ahead and take out ISIS, which helps Russia in the long run. And then he's going to make sure that they try to get whoever in power that they want instead of whoever deep state had wanted. But I don't know, because deep state could be so powerful that Trump just has no choice. Like, we really don't know what kind of private conversations that he's having or what kind of death threats he's getting. He's getting death threats. His family, all that kind of stuff are getting death threats. So I don't think he came into this with like trying to play games. And I don't think he came into this with the thought, well, I'm going to give up my life and all of my children's lives just for this purpose. So maybe he's getting some kind of huge pressure or death threats to his family if he doesn't go along with deep state. So either he's going along with deep state or he's actually following his agenda. But part of his agenda is going to have to mean that he's going to have to make some sort of strikes over there to end this Syria shit once and for all. So I'm keeping my eyes open to see what's happening.